TV Cogeco presents Halton Senior Friday Night Football. We are down here at the Bronte Athletic Field on Lakeshore Avenue in Oakville, Ontario. If you were here a couple weeks ago watching us on TV Cogeco, you would have known it was wet and dreary and cool. And tonight, as Deja Vu would have it, it's the same thing. It's Loyola versus St. Thomas Aquinas. We're joining the game in progress. I am Mike Stojakovic. Pleased to be joined by Daryl Hicks as my color commentator here on TV Cogeco. And we see the handoff. Loyola, who started this drive on their own 31.
Yeah, we see Brian Hong there just really drilling it inside the field for Loyola. This is a rather impressive drive for Loyola to start the game, starting way back inside their 20.
Loyola, which will be on the left side of your screen with the white uniforms, are 2-2, and St. Thomas Aquinas, obviously with the kind of Oakland Raider type uniforms on the right side of your screen, 3-1.
Very Raider-esque down there.
Yeah, second and short for Loyola. The handoff, and more than likely a first down. Loyola will be moving the chains again. And Daryl, you and I alluded to earlier, it's hard to get a running game going, especially between the 40-yard lines where it's literally a swamp out there, and the first couple running plays are kind of along the sidelines or towards the sidelines.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, this weather is only going to get worse. You know, I mean, they're calling for, 30, 40-knot winds out there, gusting possibly up to 50. So, I mean, this weather is really going to have a major, major effect on tonight's game.
1st and 10 Loyola on the Aquinas 42.
Now, Zach Colangelo, he is normally their stud middle linebacker. So he is now playing running back. So it's going to be interesting to see if they use him sparingly offensively, sparingly defensively, or if he's going to be just playing the full game, both sides of the ball. Just a bruising linebacker.
Gain of 1 on the play for Loyola. Mike Andrews in at quarterback, number 12. Great arm. We saw him here a couple weeks ago against Abbey Park. Even though they lost 7-0, he exhibited some great passing ability. And now he's handing off again. Ball carrier Zach LeBlanc.
Very, very different game plan from Loyola than a few weeks ago. Mike Andrews hasn't dropped back to pass the ball once, whereas against Abbey Park, it was about, I would say, almost 80% pass.
Yeah, and from the other
under the same weather conditions.
Yes, and I mean it was similar. I mean I think tonight's a little worse, but he and Abbey Park's Lee Bronstein put on quite the aerial attack that evening, considering the conditions.
Yes. The most exciting 7-0 game I think we've seen.
Yes. 3rd and call it a long 4. Kofi Akufu trying to find some space. And he has more than enough on the 3rd down gamble for Loyola, and they'll be moving the chains deeper into St. Thomas Aquinas territory.
Yeah, again, I mean, just his sheer speed and athleticism, just be able to beat his man to the corner and get upfield and get that first down for Loyola. Keep those chains moving.
And nothing tires out a defense more than a well-executed drive filled with running plays. Andrews behind his center. Handoff to number 52, Zach Colangelo. Another modest gain for Loyola.
I'll tell you, Zach does a really nice job there, following his blocks and then bursting into the seam, and gets a pretty good gain there for Loyola. Again, running back, not his natural position.
2nd and 3. For Loyola.
Looks like we have a timeout. Aquinas called a defensive timeout.
A smart move.
Yeah,
in this type of situation,
exactly.
Other than maybe one particular play on this long drive, they haven't really cut into Loyola's running game. So, get it reorganized, get the guys to catch their breath. And I think it's a wise decision by the Aquinas coaching staff.
Yeah, and exactly. I mean, and also just kind of gather the guys and just say, listen, guys, you're getting beat off the ball. Loyola's getting lower, getting stronger, and they're moving you off the ball. Get down, get low, get tough, and stop this running game. Man up right now.
2nd and 3. Let's see what a reorganized Aquinas defense does. Andrews calling the signals. Handoff and a fumble. Kofi Akufu picks up his own fumble. And you know that ball's going to be slick if you're watching it at home on your TV here on TV Cogeco. You know what? It's going to be a tough night, and even with gloves on, the traction's going to be a little slick.
Yeah, very, very, very slick. But Kofi Akufko had the ability to just fall down and jump on his own fumble. Or we could be looking at a turnover, which would have been huge for Aquinas' defense.
Another 3rd down gamble for Loyola. They were successful in their last one. This one's a little about the same, about 3rd and 4. Handoff. Colangelo. It's going to be close, but he was stood up there.
Yeah.
If I'm a betting man, I don't think he did it.
No, he's going absolutely nowhere. I mean, great job from the defensive line of St. Thomas Aquinas to just blow up that play. He had absolutely nothing, no seams, not even a whisper of a window to get through. Great job by St. Thomas Aquinas' defense, really manning up down there in the red zone.
Good for them. They bent, but they didn't break.
Exactly. Yeah, he really had absolutely nowhere to go. He just ran, almost immediately just ran into his own offensive blocker.
And at quarterback for Aquinas, Zach Eluya. Handoff. Gauntlet. Gets a few yards on the play. Stephen Gauntlet.
Yep, strong run by Gauntlet there. Actually blowing up his would-be tackler to gain a couple of extra yards. Very strong run. Again, we see Aquinas with a similar attack, trying to get the ball outside, trying to get onto that dry ground where there's a little better treading.
2nd and about 6 for Aquinas after stopping Loyola on a 3rd down gamble deep inside their own red zone. Eluya. Another handoff. And looks like Gauntlet has more than enough for a 1st down.
Yep, almost a carbon copy play. I believe that was Trevor Reed carrying the ball. Number 8, Trevor Reed. Almost a carbon copy play, just trying to find that seam, find that opening, and then bust it outside for the 1st down.
First and 10 Aquinas on their own, just slightly past their own 30-yard line. Hallelujah. Hand off to Gauntlet. Maybe gets a 3 or 4 on the play.
Mike Lazarkis from his defensive tackle position comes in and darts in and makes a great play in the backfield. He's a load. Big, big boys. 2 big defensive tackles. 68 and 66. Ryan Duhart and Mike Lazarkis. 2 big boys. You really got to get low to block them.
Yeah, we noticed them a couple weeks ago, like we were saying against Abbey Park. It's they're quite the lethal weapons out there. Movement on the line. Fumble, but recovered by Aquinas' QB.
Yeah, I think we're going to see offside against Loyola. It looked like Loyola jumped.
And that's a tough one with about looked like a 2nd and 7 or so. Now potentially